Welcome back to It's My Project, and I will cry if I want to. Today we're going to tackle the hydraulic tank on the crane. So as some of you might know from my other videos, I have the valve body off and kind of goes right under here in front of the crane. That controls all the hydraulic controls, basically come from the levers. And while I was in there, I had to get a replacement for one of the suction lines, and I decided, since I'm going to do that, I have to drain the tank basically because of how low it sits. So since I drained the tank, you know, I got to put a filter in it. I might as well, because the filter's inside the tank, and I realized how sludgy the bottom of the tank is. So, you know, that stuff just grows and grows, and we're at the point now, so we're going to put the new filter in. We're going to clean out the bottom of the tank. We're going to get that all patched back up, tightened up, sealed, and then hopefully next week or so I'll be able to get to that valve body, get that all put back together, and get it back on the crane. So to drain the hydraulic tank, I'm actually going to try and use this siphon hose. I could drain it on the bottom. It has a plug, but the truth is I think that there's going to be more than 5 gallons in there, and this gives me a little more control. I can siphon until this is about full, and then I can just pull the hose up, stop siphoning, change out the bucket, do it again. If I need another bucket after that, even, whatever. It should be a lot less mess. And for anybody who hasn't used one of these, here, this is a siphon hose that keeps you from having to get a mouthful of whatever you're siphoning. So basically there's a little ball in here that works as a check valve, and what you do is you stick that side into your fluid and you just shake this a little bit until you get fluid coming out the other end into, say, your bucket or whatever, and then it just starts siphoning. So let's see if that'll work. I'm not sure if it's too thick or not. It seems like... Watch that, don't let it overfill. I'm gonna go grab another bucket. I don't know, this might take a year to do like this. May not be the way to go. I wonder if that's because of that check ball. If I did use one without a check ball, if that would work better, or if that's just because the fluid's so thick. So I was just looking in the tank as it's draining here to see how much is left, basically, and it turns out there is a filter. It's inside the tank. So this is actually a great opportunity for me to try and change that filter, because I'm going to have the tank drained. It must bolt into the side of the tank, so I'm going to have to look underneath to see exactly how it goes in, but I can see it sticking inside the tank. There's a filter cartridge there, so I'm going to have to see if I can get one of those and get that replaced while I have this tank empty. I can't get it to focus on it, but there's that filter element down in there, that yellow looking thing. And if it would focus, you could see it is pretty dirty actually, so definitely want to change that out. So here is where the filter is for the hydraulic tank on this. It goes inside the tank, so I'm going to have to take this whole plate off. It's on the side, kind of at the bottom of the tank, underneath the crane. I have to take that whole plate off, I think, and then basically pull that out, and then I think the filter bolts on there. So to do that, I believe I'm going to have to take this hose clamp off, and possibly the one on the other end of that. But basically they have a piece of rubber in here on this hard line. I think that's basically just for this, so you can take this apart. So I'm gonna have to at least loosen that up, probably take and slide it off, and then pull all these bolts, and then this piece should pull out. I shouldn't really spill much because I think I'm below the level of it now, but I mean, this housing piece comes really low on the tank, and I might not have quite got it that low, so I'm gonna be careful about that too. Probably spill some, but before I even do that, I am gonna clean around this up as best as I can quickly here, just so that hopefully when I do pull it open, I don't get a bunch of gunk into the hydraulic tank, because even though I'm gonna have a nice new filter in there, it's better not to have contaminants in there at all. So I'm gonna start with that. I got a oil pan, catch pan, and a scraper, and I also have a wire brush, so here goes. Okay. There we go. And that is nasty. Alright, so we're up on the deck of the crane here. Gonna see about trying to get this O-ring out and see about trying to get this filter off. There we go. I'm hoping that this filter is not too hard to get a replacement for. I think it's probably not going to be, but I don't know. I've never really worked with stuff like this before. There we go. The O-ring. I'm probably going to have to try and think of a good plan of attack for cleaning that tank out. So one. Kerosene. So there's what the tank looks like now. By no means perfect, but way better than it was. So I've got my old hydraulic filter. As you can see, it's got a lot of crap in it. And the hydraulic shop I go to was not able to get me the exact same thing. They got me this. Nice plain new filter. As you can see, it has female threads. So they also got me just a pipe nipple to go between the mount, the housing, and the filter itself. And as you might be able to tell, this is going to end up being longer than the old setup. By a couple inches, really. But because it has basically the whole length of the tank to work with here, I don't think it's going to be too long. I took some measurements and it seems like it's going to be alright. I also obviously got a brand new O-ring, and that goes in the face of this, right here in this groove. Drain plug back in. I did put a little bit of dope on it. I mean, it probably shouldn't need it, but I don't think I have to worry about this getting back into the hydraulic system and causing a problem. I put only a little bit. It shouldn't chunk up or anything, and if it does, the filter should catch that. So I'd rather it doesn't leak. And it was pretty tight, so we're gonna make it pretty tight. Next, I will clean up this face a little bit. At some point, the suction hose here, and there's one actually over here that, oh, you can see a little bit of it here. These two pieces, they look okay, you know, they're rubber suction hose, they get clamped on. I'm gonna replace them. Just because to replace them, I'm gonna probably replace them and the clamps, because to replace them later means to drain the tank again, and I'd really rather avoid that. They look okay, but I'm sure they're old, they're pretty stiff. And I think it just wouldn't hurt to go ahead and replace both of them while the tank is drained, along with some other hoses and stuff. You know, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of an assessment on what all needs to be replaced, but definitely trying to get the stuff that needs replaced under here, that especially relates to this area where, you know, it's at a level where taking it off is gonna drain the tank. Since I have the tank drained right now, now's the time to take care of stuff like that. So this suction hose and this suction hose right here that goes on the hard line, they're gonna get replaced. I measured them so that I'm able to just get some pieces. For now, I'm gonna slide this piece right here back onto here, because for now, I don't want anything getting in here. But I am gonna replace it in the long run. So unfortunately, that's all the progress I made on the crane for this week. You know, I'd love to get more done, but it's not the highest priority right now since I don't have a need to use the crane, you know, right this second. If that changes, then I'll probably be able to put some more time and prioritize this a little more. But for right now, I'm just gonna keep chipping away at it like I did the last several weeks, you know, just one little thing at a time. You know, it's good to have that new filter in there and get that tank cleaned out. Hopefully soon, once I get the valve body done and back on, I'll be able to fill that tank back up, make sure I don't have any leaks or anything, make sure the filter is going to work for me and all that good stuff. But if you enjoyed watching this video, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Share it with a friend, and I'll see you in the next one.